What's up, sports fans? What's up, world? This is MC Ron with his co-host.
It's Kenneth.
And we are keeping it 10 toes down. We are the sports podcast that aren't into all those false narratives. Like that false narrative that, Iowa beat Penn State. Oh, no, people, no. Get out of your mind. They beat our horrible backup quarterback, and most importantly, we beat ourselves, really. We beat ourselves. Like, offensive lineman was false starting. Sean Clifford got knocked out of the game. Now, I understand Sean Clifford wasn't playing the best because he was like 15 of 25 for like 140, 150 yards and like 2 interceptions. But if Sean Clifford is in that game, we finish it and we win it. I don't care what else. Like, now I understand offensive line was false starting and stuff like that, but if we had a better quarterback, we didn't have our backup in, he brings that home. But whatever. We all can have that little false narrative as Iowa's a top 2 team in the nation. They're probably gonna move up to number 2, and they're gonna be the most overrated number 2 team ever. And yes, I am still salty about this loss. I'm still salty about it. I'm still mad about it.
I'm just gonna say that if was a fifth, we would all be drunk. And I'm also gonna point out that we understand that Penn State lost, but who did not lose? The Michigan Wolverines. That's all I want to say. You can go on with your intro. That's all I want to put out.
Yes. The Michigan Wolverines. But as we both know, that unless you beat that team up in Ohio, the season really. Of course, we both know that y'all gotta come face us before you even face Ohio State. Y'all gotta come to us first. Now, no, it ain't gonna be. It ain't a litmus. It is the test. All right, of the season.
Hey, nah, for real, bro. If we went, say if we played like, I don't know how many games we playing this year. Say if we played like 12 games, right?
Yeah,
I would be fine with us going 1-11 as long as we beat Ohio State. I'm all right with us going 1-11. But currently we 6-0, so hopefully we can go to 12. Go blue, baby.
I would say though, y'all have a great chance of beating us. I mean, I don't. We are. I'm still upset about that Iowa loss. Like, but I was right. It was going to be by 3 points. Every game we play against Iowa, for some reason, it's by 3 points. Either we win by 3 points or they win by 3 points. And we should have won that game. I don't. Our offensive line choked up. Our backup quarterback is trash. He's a running back, really. He's no quarterback now. Like, the throws he was making were horrendous. Like, oh my God. But good luck to you and your Michigan Wolverines. Hopefully y'all beat that team up in Ohio, because that's literally the only thing that matters. Y'all haven't beaten Ohio State since Denard Robinson was the quarterback.
Listen, since my boy Shoelace came sneezing through.
Still one of the most exciting football players, college football players I've seen. For me, he's right up there. Like, I don't think he's like top 5, but he's like probably in like the top 20 of exciting college football players I've seen. I really enjoyed watching Shoelace.
He went too many games, but he definitely was nice to watch.
Exactly. Like, it was one of the few times I'm like, oh, I gotta see a Michigan game because my man Shoelace is playing.
Right.
But we're done talking about college football. Let's move on to the pros, as we know that week 5 is in the books. With our picks, I went 4-2, so I have a better record. I had a better record last week than the Washington football team has, the entire season. 2-3, baby. 2-3. Let's. We're probably gonna take the rest of the season. Yeah. I'm gonna talk more in depth there a little bit later. But we're gonna first start with the Bears at the game I picked incorrectly. Bears at Raiders, or should I say the team without a coach. And we're gonna talk about their former coach now a little bit later. But so I picked the Raiders to win 20-13. Didn't see that win coming. I didn't watch the game. The Bears won 20-9. They had a new play caller. They didn't have Matt Nagy calling plays. Maybe they should keep it that way. I mean, because they didn't try to throw the ball 30, 40, 50 times with Justin Fields. They're like, hey, we're gonna sit around this 20 to 25 times. That's how many times they want Fields throwing the ball, and that's how many times he should be throwing the ball, right? Especially around the offensive line, that's not good, and he's still trying to develop. So give him 20, 25 times, give him some confidence, and just let him. Just don't ruin him. Just don't ruin him. That's it. But KJ, you can go ahead and talk about this.
Oh man, I'm glad I didn't bet last week because I definitely would have lost out on some money. I don't think none of us had Chicago beating Vegas. But yeah, I mean, new play calling and everything like that. Clearly, that was something beneficial. They only passed 20 times. That's not bad. You know what I mean? Well, 21 total because Andy Dalton did come in because Justin Fields. This man hyperextended. I'm not laughing, but this man hyperextended his knee and had the wind knocked out of him and went back in the game both times and still finished it. So that man right there, shout out to him. But yeah, they ran the ball well, passed the ball well. So it pretty balanced offense. And
I'd say well enough.
That's more we can see in the future.
Yeah, I would say well enough, but good job on the Bears. Maybe they needed keep. I believe his name was Bill Lazor. He needs to call plays for like the rest of the season because, as we all know, Matt Nagy is a. But next game we got Packers at Bengals. This was a very close game. I had the Packers winning by 3, 27-24. But and hey, I was right. They won by 3. But KJ, you go ahead and talk about this game. This game a little bit.
Man. Before I even get into this game, bro, I'm just gonna say what a terrible week for the kickers, man. I think they missed a combined total of like 22 extra points and field goals this week.
Not all of them have the golden leg of Justin Tucker. Everybody
can't be Justin Tucker. Everybody can't hold a record for a 66-yard game-winning field goal. But somebody got to do it. I mean, they missed a lot this week, man. But Mason Crosby, Mason Crossbar. That's what I'm gonna start calling him. Mason crossed me twice. Shame on me. Yeah, bro. This man missed. Before he came into the game, he had 27 straight field goals made. In this game, he went, what was it, 4 for 7? How you missed three crucial kicks at the end of the game that would have had your team winning and an extra point? Now, what saved them was Cincinnati's kicker. He missed twice as well. He actually had one of the moments where he tried to pull up from 3 like like Swaggy P. Turned around, had his arms up, everything. He was like, yeah, I'm for sure this gonna go in, and nope. Dink. Dink. I just want to say I feel bad for the field goal post because I know they need like ice or something, bro. They need a whirlpool or a doctor because they was getting beat up. But yeah, I mean, Aaron Rodgers did great. Cincinnati did good. Their defense is good. I had Green Bay winning. Next week I need Joe Burrow to start sliding. Okay, bro, you just messed your knee up. We don't need you cracking your neck again.
Oh, but speaking of the Bengals, all I'm going to say is that Jamar Chase once again showed up and showed out, and I had him for Offensive Rookie of the Year beginning of the season. I said Jamar Chase. All these sports talking heads are talking about these rookie quarterbacks, giving all these like the fact that Jamar Chase is with Joe Burrow, a guy he already has a rapport with, he has a wavelength with, who has chemistry with. I instantly knew, I knew he was going to be a candidate for Rookie of the Year. And so far, Offensive Rookie of the Year. So far, Offensive Rookie of the Year is Jamar Chase. I dare somebody to tell me otherwise. Tell me otherwise. Like who else you going to put up there? Huh? Who else?
He scared me at first. He scared me at first, man. He had a out. I think he was running a 10 and out or a 5 and out. Either way, that was gonna be for a first down. And I don't know if it's because like he just got scared, he heard footsteps, or if he tried to run with the ball before catching it. But that was a clear first down, and he dropped it. And I was like, oh god, here he go with the drops again, like he had in the preseason and early on in the season. But since then, man, that man had 159 yards and a touchdown. I was like, oh my god, go ahead, Jamar.
But I'm just saying, rookie of the year. But we're going on to the next game. This is the NFL's favorite game of the week because this is what the NFL wants to see with the Browns against the Chargers. Predicted the right team to win. And once again, the dark horse MVP candidate in Justin Herbert. He played well. But yeah, this game was a lot of scoring. 47-42, I believe that was the score. I know the Browns fans are going to say, hey, we were cheated out of that game. Like, there was a pass interference that was called on the defense, but the wide receiver actually grabbed the defender, and he ended up getting called. And I'm like, wow. But hey, but that's the way the NFL is nowadays, honestly. I mean, it's all about offensive football. The NFL only cares about offensive football. That's what they want to see. Bombs away. But there were so many like busted coverage, blown coverages, and I'm like, come on. But you go ahead and talk about this the NFL's game of the week, I would say.
I mean, this is another game that I call, right? I'm currently 23-7. I think that's 76%. I'm up a percent from last week. But yeah, bro, this one again, this is a track meet, bro. 24-27. I don't know if it's everybody was just on their best on their A game, or if there was just no defense being played, or both. I don't know. But that's a high score, man. It was funny to see at the end of the game. I think Cleveland. It was like a minute and some change left, and I think the Chargers had the ball on the 1. So Cleveland, they didn't want the Chargers to run the clock out, so Austin Eckler took it up the middle and was trying to sit down at the half-yard line, but they picked him up and threw him in the end zone. I mean, regardless, they was gonna lose anyway, but yeah. But yeah, it was 8 lead changes, bro, and like 3 ties. But shout out that man, Justin Herbert. Yeah, Definitely. 400 plus total yards and 5 touchdowns. That's crazy.
Also, I would also like to add, for you Cleveland Brown fans, if y'all think that y'all are a Super Bowl contending team, the fact that this is the second time, both of your losses, this is the second loss of your season, and this is the second time that y'all have given up y'all have had a double-digit lead in the second half, and you've given it up. I don't know if it's the Chiefs game, they had a double-digit lead in the second half, but I know they had it at halftime. But it's the second time within the game you have a double-digit lead, and you give it up. Especially in this era of football, where offenses have the advantage. You gotta step on the person's throat and keep it up and keep it there. The fact that y'all let up, and this is in 2 losses on the season, both happened the same way. Had double-digit lead, let it up, lost. It's bad for me. That's a bad sign as a team that's supposed to be a quote unquote Super Bowl contender.
That's why when we pick games and I'm like teetering back and forth between teams, I always pick the team with the best quarterback, because Baker is not a terrible quarterback. He's not amazing, you know what I'm saying? But this is the second time he had a double-digit lead with this defense, with this running game. You know what I'm saying? He still passed the ball. I mean, his tight end had 149 yards and a touchdown. His tight end. So like, it's I don't know, bro. You have all these players like Herbert, and you have Mahomes, and you have Allen, and you have who else is in Lamar? We're gonna talk about him in a second. All these people in Burrow, I'm gonna put him up there because I think he's gonna be great. All these people in the AFC, so it's just like you might be a good quarterback, but are you better than your competition?
But Yeah, I would. That is a good point coming down to quarterback play. I just think, you know, the defense in play good like this past week against the Chargers. The defense also have to step it up a little because looking back at the like highlights, there were like some blown coverages. I'm like, wow, like y'all really just like there was I think one touchdown. I think it was Mike Williams who scored that wide open touchdown. I would have to look back at it, but like this man was wide open, like wide open. Like there was nobody within 30 or 40 yards of him. Like that's a busting coverage.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, the Browns defense got to step it up. The
Mike
Browns
Williams had 165 as well. So yeah.
is that the Browns as a whole team need to step it up. They need to show me that they can keep double digit leads before I put them in a Super Bowl contender category. I'm sorry, but all right. So the next game next game is the 49ers at Cardinals. Another game I did not see, but the Cardinals won 17-10 using defense. So
Yes, sir.
and that's hey, that's surprising. People thought we thought that the Cardinals can only win doing Big 12 style. They showed that they could win Big 10 style. So so KJ, you go ahead and talk. Let's talk about this game.
Yeah, I had Arizona winning. It's surprising to me that they 5-0, but I had them winning this game just because again, quarterbacks. I don't think that Trey Lance was going to be better than Kyler Murray. And he technically wasn't. Well, he definitely wasn't. But yeah, man, they had a balanced offense. The Cardinals did. I think they threw for what did they throw for 31? They threw 31 times. They ran 27 times. So that's pretty balanced. They did their thing, especially on defense. Where the game really broke open was though, with the best receiver in the league. Yes, I said it. Y'all can keep y'all Devontae Adams. Y'all can keep y'all CeeDee Lambs. Y'all can keep whoever else y'all think about. Y'all can keep y'all mama if y'all want to. DeAndre Hopkins. This man. Not only first of all, let me just go on a rant with him. It's gonna take really quick. So in the game, I think it was 10 to what I want to say 10-7 or something like that. Arizona was up. DeAndre Hopkins had his thing, his 30-yard bomb that he catches. Then the next play, I'm talking about Josh Norman was draped all over him and he still snatched it out the air. Still made him look bad. And that made me feel a little good because I don't like Josh Norman at all. I don't care if he used to play for Carolina. That's actually why I don't like him because he was really yeah, I'm glad he off my team.
Hey, he was the best corner in the league though when he was on your team.
At one point, yeah. Well, he was with us, but we're not gonna talk about him. That's scrub. And yeah, man, I don't know. Just DeAndre just continues to show why he's the best in the league. He's had over 20 quarterbacks, and I think he's the youngest receiver with however many touchdowns that he has. I think he got there the fastest out of every receiver ever in the league. So, yeah, that man is unstoppable. But again, shout out to that defense. They stopped San Francisco 4 times on 4th down in the 4th quarter. So, fall. Y'all go ahead to Wendy's.
All right, so but the next game I want to talk about is my MVP. My MVP. Ladies and gentlemen, Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills walking in to Kansas City and walking out with a double-digit lead. I said this is one thing I got. It was 37-27. The reason why I said it was going to be 37-27 is because I thought the Chiefs were going to get a late touchdown and going to make the score more respectable than it actually was. Than it actually is. The game went almost exactly how I thought it was going to go. I really, from what I saw from the Chiefs early on in the year, and then what I saw from the Bills early on in the year, I'm like, yeah, the Bills are going to beat the brakes off the Chiefs. I really saw. And the game kind of unfolded that way. That the Chiefs were just they didn't just meet their match; they were overmatched. lot of people were expecting a close game. I was not expecting a close game. I said I believe that the Buffalo Bills was a double-digit point better than the Chiefs. They won by 7. They won by 18.
Yep.
Y'all better start listening to this podcast. Hey, I'm right about some things. Hey, I'm right about some things. Especially if I
clock is right twice a day.
Exactly. No, because I was able, because the Chiefs are like in prime time all the time, so I'm able to watch them more. And so from what I saw from the Chiefs and from what I saw from that bill from what I saw from the Bills, especially against my team when they laid that butt whooping on us, I was like, yeah, the Bills are a lot better than Chiefs right now. And so I believe that they were going to beat them by double digits. I was right. But you go ahead, KJ.
Yeah, man. I mean, I thought this was a close game. I had Buffalo winning too. I thought it was going to be a close game, 33-28. But boy, the thing that sticks out to me is not the score, not who won. It was the defenses. Yeah, Josh Allen had 374 total yards. But bro, the Pats got to get not the Pats. I'm sorry, I'm thinking Patrick Mahomes. The Chiefs got to get it together, bro. Because you cannot. I understand y'all have Patrick Mahomes and he $500 million contract and he's facing the league right now. And blah blah blah. Okay, y'all don't run the ball. Well, y'all Hilaire just got hurt, so y'all really not running the ball. Y'all defense is terrible, bro. Terrible. And Patrick Mahomes turned the ball over. He had 2 picks and a fumble. The Chiefs total had four turnovers the whole game. You cannot turn the ball over 4 times playing the Bills. Josh Allen will destroy you, and that's exactly what happened. So, the Chiefs just need to. I don't know if Patrick Mahomes need to stop playing backyard football, or if the Chiefs need better receivers. Because it seems like if the Chiefs are not getting like wild plays, they're not doing that great. So but it's gonna have to start with that defense, bro. You cannot have a terrible secondary, turn the ball over, especially in today's game where everybody is passing the ball. It's like people birthing wide receivers left and right. So
I mean, one thing I would say is to the running the football point. Like that's how you help your defense out. Like in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the Super Bowl had the blueprint. They were gonna keep 2 safeties back, and they were gonna force the Chiefs to not have those wild plays. They were gonna force the Chiefs not to have those little wild plays. So they're gonna make them. Hey, we're gonna go down. You're gonna methodically go down the field, and so far the Chiefs have not proved that they can consistently just do that. And also being able to run the ball will help. Will definitely help. So what I think the Chiefs need to do is first and foremost find a running game. That way you help out that defense, and you're not so reliant on Patrick Mahomes. Because yes, it worked. It worked before it got you 1 Super Bowl. But if Patrick Mahomes wants to be, the greatest quarterback of all time, and if you want to be one of the greatest franchises of all time, you have to win multiple Super Bowls and keep on if you want to create a dynasty, people talk about Chiefs Kingdom, Chiefs Dynasty. Well, the only way that can happen is if you win multiple Super Bowls, and that's not going to happen unless you got to start changing up the game. But let's go ahead and talk about the last game of them this week. Lamar Jackson. And the Baltimore Ravens coming back from a 25-9 deficit in the 4th quarter to win in overtime against the Colts. JJ, this is your team. Go ahead and talk about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to keep it short, sweet, to the point, because y'all know I could talk about the Ravens extensively. we can talk about the Ravens this whole podcast, but we're not gonna do it. Yeah, man. Again, I had Baltimore winning. I did not have them going into overtime with them, but it's okay. Um, we didn't get the rushing record. It's all right. We tied with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ugh, that makes me sick, but it's all right. We got the dub. But let's dig into this Lamar Jackson, man. I got some stats for y'all right quick. Y'all ready for this? Lamar Jackson has more total yards than 18 teams. I will give you two of them teams right now. One of them teams is the San Francisco 49ers. They're a pretty good team. The other team is the Green Bay Packers. Now I don't know if y'all been keeping up with like power rankings and stuff, but Green Bay a top 5 team. And they got Aaron Rodgers, and they got quote unquote the best receiver in the league. You talking about my running back / quarterback? Got more total yards than all y'all. Check. Another one I'll throw for y'all. Lamar Jackson is the first quarterback in NFL history to complete 85% of his passes in a 400-yard game. He has the highest completion percentage in a 40-yard passing game in NFL history with 86. Franchise record 442 passing yards, and he overcame the largest deficit of his career on 19 points. Now, how we was under 19 points, I don't know, but we were. And we overcame it. But yeah, that boy Lamar, man, 504 total yards. His main risk, I mean, he was only throwing. He had a couple mistakes. I remember he missed 2 touchdowns on the same drive. One, there was both to the left side. One was to Mark Andrews. The other one was a crossing route to Hollywood Brown on the left side, and he kind of underthrew him a little bit. But they more than made up for it. Lamar threw to them he had 20 completions of 23 targets. They had 274 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 2 2-point conversions by Mark Andrews.
Ooh.
Boy, they really lit it up. But I mean, hey, my guy, bro. I'm gonna, even though Mark Andrews really saved the day, I'm gonna go ahead and I have to commend Calais Campbell. That man saved the day.
Blocked the field goal
with that block extra point. Because if he didn't, bro, we would have lost that game. It would have been a guaranteed loss if he didn't block it. He blocked it, and I think he got the he did something else after that too. But yeah, them boys right there was going crazy. So shout out to my running back. Just playing. Shout out to my quarterback, man. Lamar Jackson did his thing. Our defense did all right. Patrick Queen, you're gonna have to tighten up, buddy. We don't like you in space right now. But outside of that, bro, great game. I love it. Let's go ahead and get 5-1 next week.
I want all Lamar haters. Lamar haters have been very quiet. Well, not Lamar haters. People who say Lamar Jackson's a running back. Well, how does 442? He had over 500. He had 504 yards. 442 of them were passing.
Bro, the completion percentage 86%.
Yes, and adding to that, for people like who are going to say, oh, he got most of those yards in overtime. He had 398 by the end of regulation, so he had about 400 yards before overtime happened.
Most of them yards, bro. We only had I think 3 or 6 points at half. Most of them yards were in the second half too. Like what?
Exactly. And I would also like to add, the Ravens are like the reverse of the Browns. Now, it is kind of maybe alarming that they're playing, as they say, play down the competition. But the way I see it, it's the National Football League. Anybody can have. It's any given Sunday. Anybody can play well. Look at the Lions. They're 0-5. Yet, like 3 or 4 of their losses were only by a couple of points.
They almost beat the Ravens. We had to break up to beat them.
Exactly. So, come on, they're a pro football team, all right? Come on. Anyway, so but yeah, I would say they were the worst of the Browns. What I mean is that this is like the second time where Lamar Jackson this season had a double-digit deficit and overcame it. I know it was against the Chiefs and now against the Colts. For me, that's a bet. For me, that's a good sign as a Super Bowl contender, that you can overcome those double-digit deficits and still win. And also, that was the whole narrative behind Lamar Jackson as well. That he once he gets down double digits and he's forced to pass, he can't win. Well, guess what? He has proven that he still can. Prove that against the Chiefs. Prove that against Monday night against the Colts that, hey, he can win the game passing the ball. Like I said, 442 yards passing. This man killed the Colts passing the football. So I don't want to hear this whole narrative that Lamar Jackson can't throw. Lamar Jackson's the running back. Stop. Give this man his due.
You know what it sounds like to me?
What?
It sounds like to me that Lamar Jackson is the MVP. Right now, because I don't know. Yeah, he has great numbers, but I don't know. Like, if we took Lamar Jackson off the team and put switch Lamar Jackson and Baker Mayfield, boy, we would be 0. We would be 0-6 right now. Yeah, we would be 0-5. Like, So I mean, we have a great team, bro, a great coach, but it's just the Lamar Jackson factor. The Lamar Jackson factor, man. This man is untouchable right now.
Lamar Jackson, I would MVP. I'm still leaning towards Josh Allen because I predicted at the beginning of the season, so I'm gonna remain strong on that. But I would put Lamar Jackson in the MVP conversation, no doubt. Like, if you don't look at what he's had to overcome.
Mm-hmm.
3 running backs are down. All these injuries on the team, but yet they're still finding ways to win with him. Like,
secondary injury, offensive line injuries, like receiver injuries. He's putting up with these numbers, and two of our best receivers are not even playing. Bro, get off my man.
But that was the games from week 5. Now we do have some NFL news, I'd say breaking news. Well, everybody already knows that John Gruden is now out as the Raiders head coach because of some misogynistic and racist emails. I mean, that have resurfaced something that he had. Homophobic. Of course, the moment you have some like homophobic type stuff, that's that's a death sentence. That's even more than racial. Like the moment you say something homophobic, cancel culture automatic. That's an automatic death sentence for cancel culture. But he's now resigned. John Gruden is now resigned as the Raiders head coach. Either way, I still felt like John Gruden, even without, I think the Raiders were going to get rid of him regardless at the end of the season because I feel like the Raiders wouldn't have made the playoffs and they would have gotten rid of him anyway. But there's just that these emails just sped up the process. But I'm gonna let you go ahead and talk about this, KJ.
Man, as a black man, I'm not really surprised. I mean, John Gruden is 58, so we know what era he grew up in. Especially if you know what I'm saying. Like most of the listeners should be from America. Y'all know what era he grew up in. So am I surprised that this certain person, I'm not gonna call him a man, this certain person is like exuding activities like this? I'm not really surprised. Where I am surprised at, bro, it's some things that kind of is on my mental. Where I am kind of surprised is, okay, I understand, you know what I'm saying, this is how you are, blah blah blah, whoop-de-whoop, blah 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 blah, whatever. And you like say you know what I'm saying, you at a bar or whatever like that, you at the house and you kicking it with your homeboys and y'all sitting there chilling, sharing beers or whatever like that, and y'all talk how y'all talk. Okay, that's one thing. But you were in the emails with it. Not only is that disrespectful, but that's also mad unprofessional, bro. Like, who are you? Are you dumb? You have a whole paper trail now. Like, you could have called them. You could have not texted them. You said I have a paper trail, but like called them, been in front of their face. But you're gonna email all of this stuff. That's that's really wild. Well, not kind of. I'm an advocate for everybody, but I kind of like have an issue with this in a sense. Like, I don't feel as though anybody should be talking about anybody's demographic. You know what I'm saying? But it's for people to turn around to John Gruden and be like, yeah, man, if you had, you could have got away with the racial stuff, but if you didn't, I mean, if you could have got away with the racial stuff, but this homophobic stuff is where we cross the line. To me, that's like, whoa, okay, I understand people should be defended and everything like that, but why do we have to put down one demographic to lift another one up? Why is one thing okay and the other one is sacrilegious? You know what I'm saying? I don't like that at all. I can actually talk about that ad nauseum, but I'm not going to do that, especially on this podcast. It's another time. It's a time and place for everything. But yeah, I think that's kind of that is a red flag. If you've been on Twitter, we've been seeing them a lot. But the other crazy thing is Mark Davis, who is in the front office of the Raiders. When he was asked about it, he was like, "No comment. Ask the NFL. They have all the answers." And at face value, that kind of just seems like a deflection. But if you really think about that, it kind of seems like, because okay, Al Davis, Mark Davis's dad, hired John Gruden. That's one of the main reasons why Mark Davis hired John Gruden.
Yep.
Because his dad hired him. You know what I'm saying? So to me, this sounds like, man, I really didn't want to fire this guy, even though he did X, Y, and Z. But since y'all got on me and y'all making me fire him, I guess I'll have to do that. That's another strike for me. Nope. And to me, this just further proves why we need representation in the big spots in the NFL, like ownership. You know what I mean? We have a couple general managers, but we don't have any owners. And that's not saying that people who look like us cannot afford to buy these teams. They most definitely can. But in a ring like that in the NFL, you have to be invited in. So it's just, to me, bro, you have all of these like racial and homophobic issues, and y'all not letting nobody in, and it's a whole bunch of the same people. You know what I'm saying? And one thing calling all the shots, like that will never sit well with me. That's probably a reason why I kind of been leaning more towards the NBA, because the NBA is more people focused as opposed to the NFL is more of a corporation. And we know most of the people, we don't like corporations like that. But I digress, man. Yeah, that's just. I'm glad. I will say this one last thing. I was kind of iffy about like why he was not fired, but it makes sense because, okay, when he made these comments 10 years ago, I'm not gonna give him a pass because, again, he's 58. And when he made them comments 10 years ago, he was 48, still a grown man making his own decisions. So whatever. But he wasn't working with the Raiders or even coaching in the NFL. So I understand why he wasn't fired and why he was let to be resigned.
Anyways, he couldn't stay the coach. Especially, one of his players came out as,
Carl Nassib.
Yeah, so you can't have a guy known to do that, but yet have a player. Yeah, that's especially with, even though in the NFL you got a lot of black players in the NFL. You also may have. You see with Carl Nassib's not the only gay player in the NFL. You still might have more. They're just right now. They're just outward looking, and like I said, that's their decision. It's all right, no problem. Ain't judging, whatever. But you can't have that. Especially, also, that's a bad face on the league, and the league cares about their image
more than anything.
More than anything, because you mess up
their
image.
They care about their image more than they care about the actual problems that are tainting their images.
Exactly. Yeah, so they care about their image, because I know a lot of people are like, oh, cancel culture and all that. And I understand. I'm a person. I'm against all the cancel culture, but at the same time, if I'm running a business. Is something, and I know there's a they call them the vocal minority, but there's still millions of people out there that are against a lot of this stuff, against the homophobic and against the race and all that stuff. I'm just thinking as a businessman, like, take my race and all that out of there. I'm thinking as a businessman, if I know one of my employees, one of my prominent employees are saying a lot of this stuff, and it's going to drive away a lot of my business. I'm like, oh, no, you got to go. I'm sorry. Like, you got to go. You are messing up my business, and I can't have that. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm trying to. And that's what the NFL. That's what the NFL is like. John Gruden, you better resign, or we're gonna force Mark Davis to fire you. And also that's also a reason why he resigned, because John Gruden knows that the NFL would have made Mark Davis fire him, because they would have looked at Mark Davis like, so you're really gonna let him coach your team? Okay, that's fine. We'll find a way to take away your team. Take it I understand that from that perspective. And one thing I would like to actually add too is I don't know if they still have, I don't know if they have got it yet, but they were asking, the NFLPA was asking the Washington football team, my team, to release stuff, because apparently he was in talks with Bruce Allen, who was our GM at the time. I'm glad he's gone. Mr. Oh, the culture as well. No, it wasn't. So I'm thinking, this is what I'm thinking. They haven't released other emails that was sent with the Washington football team. They haven't released them to my knowledge yet. I don't know. You're gonna have to fact check me on that one. But my thing is, what if these emails incriminated Dan Snyder, our owner? Because that's the only reason why that they would not release this. And if this incriminates our owner, Dan Snyder, he might be put in a position where he has to sell the team, where he has to go. So, the Washington football team fans, this is our chance to get rid of Dan Snyder. Now, listen, I understand a lot of us Skins fans hate cancel culture and all that. There are a lot of us that hate it, but this is the time where we can get rid of Dan Snyder. We're finally, after 15 years of me asking for this, to finally get rid of Dan Snyder, who has been ruining this franchise. Ever since he taken over it in 1999, he has ruined this franchise. Ruined it. This man has owned this team for over 2 decades, and we've only had about 6 playoff appearances to show for it, 2 division titles, and only 1 playoff victory. This is our time to get rid of him. This is our time. This is it. Please, NFLPA, NFL, force Dan Snyder to release those emails. Force him. I want him to get incriminated. That sounds so bad, but I need him to go. So then we can finally progress, and we can finally have a freaking name.
That's probably the biggest thing. Not the biggest thing. Let me not sound sensitive, but that's a big thing, bro. Y'all need a name.
Yeah, I know. And I told you, Dan Snyder.
I'm trying to get a new mascot.
And honestly, I don't think Dan Snyder's trying to give us a name. He's still salty about him having to change the name, and he's really not going to give us a name whatsoever. He does not care about giving us a name. He wants to stick it to the league, stick it to all the fans that wanted us to change the name. He wanted to stick it to people and say, guess what? I'm just going to call it the Washington football team, and I'm going to keep it that way. But not knowing that he's also sticking it to us fans.
Yeah, he just don't like y'all, bro. For whatever reason, he's just like, I'm gonna take over this franchise and I'm just gonna make it mediocre.
I hate Dan Snyder, but let's go ahead and go on to week 6. We're gonna do our weekly pick 6. We got 6 games on the docket, and we're gonna go ahead and pick them real quick. So now we have the Thursday night. Tonight's game, we have the Bucks and Eagles. Just to let you all know, we are recording this on a Thursday. Re-recording this on Thursday, but it's all right.
Please keep all hands and feet inside the plane at all times.
I know. So we got the Bucks at Eagles. So I already think I don't think the Eagles are the ultimate Jekyll and Hyde team. Yes, they won last week against the Panthers, but
How?
I'm sorry.
How? We were up in the 4th. How? Anyway, we didn't pick that game last week, so we're not gonna talk about it.
Exactly, and we don't want to. Well, KJ
Sam
doesn't want to,
Darnold.
right? But I think the Bucks are a lot better team than the Eagles. I got Bucks winning 31-17. I don't think this is going to be a really close game. It probably will be close in probably the first quarter and a half, and then the Bucks will just overtake the Eagles. I just don't think the Eagles are that good of a football team. Go ahead, KJ. Who do you got to win?
I think like most of America, I have Tampa Bay. I got 26-18. Not only reason why it's not a bigger deficit is because Philly is at home. But Tampa Bay most definitely winning.
So now we got this is a Sunday night game. Seahawks at Steelers. Who do you got winning, KJ?
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and say it's going to be Pittsburgh, even though I don't like them. Y'all know that. But we're going to keep it 10 toes. It's going to be Pittsburgh because Russell Wilson not playing. Seattle's defense is not great. And Pittsburgh at home. So 26-10. I don't even think Geno Smith, even though he did get that touchdown, that little, fadeaway to the pylon last week, even though he did that little number on him, he's not going to have too much success because Pittsburgh's defense is still there.
Yeah, I got Steelers winning 2013. Of course, Pittsburgh defense is good. Offense is suspect because you still got washed up Big Ben. But Steelers going to win 2013. If they run especially if they run the ball like they did last week, they're definitely winning. And honestly, that's the formula for their success. They need to find their way to run the ball consistently with Najee Harris. But Bills at Titans. I got to run with my MVP, but I think it's going to be a very close game. I think it's going to be a very physical game, but I think the Bills are going to pull it out. I think it's going to be close, 24-21. What you got, KJ?
I had a score in my head. But honestly, I think that since Tennessee at home, I think that Derrick Henry is going to run for 3 touchdowns. That might be their only 3 touchdowns because Julio not playing. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go Buffalo 27-21.
All right. So let's go ahead and go to the Chargers at Ravens. This is an interesting game. I think this game's gonna be pretty high scoring. But who do you got? Do you got winning? Don't be biased, KJ.
This is a tough one. This is a tough one, bro. Because we literally had to go to overtime last week to beat the Colts. The Chargers might as well have went to overtime twice, trying to play the Browns last week. So I think both of our teams are very in certain spaces. I don't want to say like off of a high, but we had long weeks last week. Yeah. And this is kind of a short week for Baltimore, not for real. Even though we played on Monday. I got Baltimore is at home, so I got Baltimore winning 27-26. No, I'm not biased because I like the Chargers.
I think I got the Ravens winning as well, 38-21. I think it's going to be a very high-scoring game. What's going to be crucial is that the Ravens have to be able to run the ball. And if they're not able to run the ball, I don't think they want to get into a throw meet with the Chargers.
Nope.
You can get away with that. I feel like you can get away with that with the Colts. I don't think you can get away with that with the Chargers. If they try to do that with the Chargers, I think they're going to lose that game. But I think that the Ravens are going to run the ball a lot better than they did this past week. So that's why I'm choosing them to win, especially and also they're at home. But the Ravens defense isn't as good as may not be as good as advertised.
Yeah, but it's not as good as we thought it was going to be.
Yeah. So, but 31 Ravens. So we got the Cardinals at the Browns. KJ, will the Cardinals experience their first defeat this season?
Indubitably, sir. Yeah, I mean, just like the Chargers, Cleveland put up 42 last week, and there was the other part of that track meet. Arizona, I mean, the San Fran Arizona game was very physical. All right, y'all see how low them scores was, and Arizona beat the Rams, which is a high scoring team. So, I think this is going to be a regular week. I'm not going to say pedestrian. I'm not going to say it's going to be another track meet, but I think it's going to be a regular week since Cleveland is at home. I'm going to give them to knock off Arizona and give them their first L of the season, 24-23.
All right, 24-23. I also got the Browns winning 27-24. I think it's going to be close, especially when the Browns are at home. But I think this is going to be a very good game. I think it's going to be entertaining. But I gotta give it to the Browns. The last game we're gonna predict is that team in Dallas versus the Patriots. I'm gonna keep it short, sweet. Dallas wins 30-13. I don't. The Dallas Cowboys are the best team in the NFC East. Whatever. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
There. Whatever. I don't care. Whatever. They win.
That quick, y'all.
What? I hate you, Cowboys. I hate you, Dakota, and all your Cowgirls fans and whatever. Y'all gonna win the game. Yeah. Go ahead, KJ.
That was the most anticlimactic pick I've ever heard.
I don't like picking the Cowboys to win.
We both got some gripes in this game. You hate Dallas. We both hate New England.
Well, I don't really hate New England. I just sometimes I get annoyed by. They're less annoying that Tom Brady's not there and they actually kind of suck. But
well, I for one hate our former New England overlords. I'm glad they were dethroned. Yeah, man. I got Dallas. I don't have them blowing them out, even though I feel like they really would. But I don't have them blowing out. Even though New England at home, I got Dallas winning 27-20.
Hey, two of the most annoying fan bases going at each other. Just a little side note that every single time I pick Dallas, like anytime we have Dallas, anytime we were picking Dallas, I've always I've always been right. So maybe I should start predicting them to lose. Because anytime I predict them to lose, I've been right. Every time I predict them to win, I've been right. I don't know how, but.
It sounds like you need
I'm not gonna purposely pick them. I honestly pick them to lose because that'd be biased, and this is keeping it 10 toes down. I've got to keep it 10 toes, so that's why. So, so Dallas Cowboys, I'm your good luck charm. But we're gonna go ahead and that's it for the NFL. Now we're gonna go right over to the hardwood, talking about the NBA. The NBA season. The NBA season is going to begin next week. I know the preseason has already begun, but nobody watches preseason. Well, some people probably do, but we all know preseason doesn't count. And if you do think it counts, please come on. Yesterday I saw Sacramento was the number 2, like in the preseason was the number 2 seed in the West. Do you really think that's going to happen when the season actually starts? If that does, I'm gonna be shocked. I'm gonna be honest, but let's be honest. Let's be really honest. We know. All right. So with our NBA preview. We got to talk about the contenders. So, KJ, we're going to talk about the contenders in the East and West, and we're going to start out with the West, the Wild Wild West. So, pick three contenders that you believe that are in the West.
Okay. Well, y'all know the West, and everybody love the Lakers, and I love Carmelo Anthony, so therefore I love the Lakers too. I'm going to make the Lakers an outlier, the obvious pick. So I'm going to give y'all 3 picks outside of them. I'm going to go with the Nuggets. I am going to go. Actually, I'm not. Okay, I was going to put Golden State in here, but I'm not going to put Golden State in here because Klay Thompson does not come back till January of next year. So I'm going to have them a little lower, and I'm going to pick the Nuggets. I'm going to pick the Jazz, and I'm going to pick the Suns.
All right, so see, I would pick the Warriors. I did not know that Klay Thompson wasn't going to be there till January, so that messes up everything. But
a lot.
But if Klay comes back and within those like few months he gets his legs back and they start get their chemistry in the groove, just watch out. They might be. I'm gonna keep the Warriors as like a wild card contender because they might end up coming out the West and we don't know. Right. One thing I would like to say is people have already predicted the Nets and the Lakers to go to the finals. I think either one of those teams go or none of those teams go. That's my prediction for the season. Really, it's either going to be the Lakers or the Nets or neither.
So you don't think they're both going to go?
Nope.
Woo! Why not?
I think what's going to happen is something's going to either happen with the Nets, or where Kyrie's like, you know what, I'm still finding myself, so I'm not going to play in the playoffs at all. And then James Harden's going to choke, and then it's going to be relying on KD. And you saw that when everything was relying on KD can't do it by himself, no matter if he's the best player in the world or not. He can't just do it by himself.
We saw that last year.
Exactly. I know they still have guys like, I think LaMarcus Aldridge is actually coming back and playing. Shout out to him. Also, you got Blake Griffin coming off the bench and all, but you got to have those other two. And with the Lakers, I think injury and age might I always go back to the 2004 Lakers. The team that everybody thought, hey, when they brought in Karl Malone and Gary Payton at their at the tail end of their careers, and everybody was like, yeah, they're gonna win the championship, and guess what? They lost in the finals to the Detroit Pistons. Shout out to you, KJ. But
yes, sir, Motor City, baby.
But so that's why I say that. But going on to my contenders in the West, I still think the Lakers are contenders, so we're both in agreement with that. So I'm gonna kind of skip over them. I'm gonna give three other teams. So I'm gonna say the Jazz. Jazz is a good pick. I'm not gonna say the Phoenix Suns. They might be another little wild card. So I'm gonna say. But the thing is, for me, Phoenix kind of feels like a one-year wonder. That's just to me. That's how they feel. But they may prove me wrong, and I will sit here and I'll say, hey, y'all prove me wrong. But I got Jazz. I like the pick of the Nuggets, but okay, yeah, Jazz, Nuggets, Clippers. Jazz, Nuggets, and Clippers. I know
the
that Kawhi. Yes, I understand Kawhi is hurt, and we don't know if he's going to even play this whole season. But I have respect for Paul George and the other pieces around them. They played well in the playoffs without Kawhi. So I think they're good enough to be a contender. It is just that a contender in the West, but a championship contender, you're gonna need Kawhi. But a contender in the West, yes. So. All right, but now we're gonna go to the east side. So, three contenders on the east side. KJ.
Everybody got the Nets, so I'm going to not pick the Nets again. I'm gonna give you three other ones. Obviously, I'm gonna give you the Bucks. I'm going to give you the Heat. I am not going to pick the Sixers because of obvious reasons. I'm not picking the Sixers. I guess my wild card, will be the Bulls. So the Bulls, outside of the Nets and all of them, yeah, it's gonna be the Heat and the Bulls. Actually, since the Nets and the Bucks are both like 1 and 1A, I'm gonna give you the Heat. I'm gonna give you the Bulls. I want to give you the Hornets, but I think we'll just be flashy. I'm gonna give you the Hawks because the Hawks might be they might got a little something to say.
That's for me. That's one of the wild card teams.
Just for the East, not for the championship. Championship, okay, we're gonna say Nets, Bucks, Heat. Because I think the Bulls again will be like, I think the Heat will be the better composed team, but I think the Bulls will be the more flashier team. They might have even a better record or better wins than the Heat does. But I think if the Heat and the Bulls went head to head in the playoffs, I believe the Heat would win.
But yeah, definitely. Let's see. I'm gonna think. East. I'm not gonna pick the Wizards. I'm not. Please. I'm not. we're barely an 8 seed contender. I would say in these. Well, of course, you have the Nets. The Nets with the best player in the world, in my opinion. So that's an automatic. So you have the Bucks, Now, depending on the situation with the Sixers, if the Sixers decide, hey, we're gonna keep Ben Simmons, but I don't think Ben Simmons wants to play with them no more, so we don't know. So I wanna. If Ben Simmons decides to change his mind and play for the Sixers, and the Sixers like, okay, we're sorry, we apologize, and all that, and they fix all that, then yes, the Sixers are going to be a contender. But until then, they're a little while.
Fans are complaints too, because them Sixers fans was booing the heck out of Ben Simmons, boy, all season. So y'all might have to have them tickets come down on the prices or something.
So let's say the Nets, the Bucks. And I do agree with you with the Heat. Definitely with the Heat, they're the more composed team, and I feel like even with the guy I hate, Kyle Lowry, that's actually an addition. I'm trying to keep it 10 toes down, people. I'm not trying to hate on Kyle Lowry right now. So that it is a positive addition. Now, the ultimate wildcard teams are teams. Actually, there are 3 little wildcard teams in the East. You've got the Sixers, depending on if Ben Simmons feels like playing for them again. The Hawks, because they did make it to the Eastern Finals last year, and they might even be better this year. They might have that confidence to actually, hey, we're going to take that next step. We were one step away from the finals. Let's go ahead and take that next step and make it. And then you've got the Boston Celtics. Let's not forget about them. Now, I understand like a lot of people for the past like 3 seasons, they picked the team to really take that next step because of Jason Tatum, because of Jaylen Brown and all their pieces that they have. That, hey, they're going to be, Jason Tatum's going to be an all-star, an MVP type candidate. And they really haven't taken that big step, but I'm still keeping my eye out for them, because if you just let them fall under the radar, I feel like that's when they're going to make the most noise. So, but those are my contenders. So now, going to continue with this NBA preview. So let's predict our MVP for this season. So, who do you have as your MVP? Do you predict to be your MVP, KJ?
I think the MVP race this year might be a little more of the same as what it was last year. I don't think LeBron is going to get the MVP just because he's not going to have to do that much for his team, even though I still think he is the MVP and the best player in the league. So I might give the MVP to, drum roll please, Giannis. Giannis over KD.
Giannis over KD. So you think I don't know. I can't.
I've been watching Giannis. I've been watching Giannis in the preseason, even though it don't really count. But that man trying to hit a jump shot now, and everybody say if you get a confident jump shot, they go in about, I don't know, 40, 50% of the time, 30-something% of the time. Hey, I don't know. Better than what he's been shooting. That man will be unstoppable.
That would be one. That honestly, that would be the only way I see him win an MVP, where he just like really dramatically improves his shooting. And then you're like, oh my God. And then that would be one way. But I don't think he's going to improve his shooting dramatically for this season per se. So I don't see him winning MVP. I definitely can see winning MVP. I'm predicting my man Luka. I've predicted him for last season. I think really for the past 2 seasons, but this season I feel like he's gonna put it together. I think he's gonna win an MVP. I think he's gonna either average almost near a triple double, or he's gonna average a triple double, and I think that's gonna give him the MVP. But a guy, an underrated, the radar guy, I want to look to as an MVP candidate is a guy like Donovan Mitchell. Especially because if the Utah Jazz basically do what they did last season, and I know they were the number 1 seed last season. If they could continue with that trajectory, and then Donovan Mitchell improves even more, I can see where Donovan Mitchell wins an MVP. So he'll be my under the radar guy. I would say that's my dark horse guy to win an MVP this season. Donovan Mitchell. Hey, I was right. I was right in football. I might be right in basketball. Let's see. Now we're gonna go on to our rookie of the year prediction. So who do you got? Who do you see? Don't be. I was about to say don't be biased if it Cade Cunningham.
Hachu, I'm biased. Hachu. Y'all know I got Cade Cunningham. Not only was he I mean, yeah, he was the number 1 overall pick, blah blah whoop whoop. I just think it's gonna be between him and Jalen Green. I think Suggs might be up there, but he played for Orlando. Nobody's gonna really give him no recognition like that. So I think it's gonna be between Cade Cunningham and Jalen Green. I can see Jalen Green getting it just because Jalen Green is like that man is a walking bucket and a half at any point in time. But not Jalen Green. Cade Cunningham, man, I think he's just a more overall talent than Jalen Green is. Like, he plays better defense. He might not shoot the ball better. He shoots the ball pretty well, but he plays defense. He's probably going to be our pseudo point guard. And all of that. Jalen Green is out here hooping. So yeah, that's where I got my rookie of the year.
Jalen Green is a good pick, but I would have to agree with you that Cade Cunningham, I think he's going to win Rookie of the Year. The reason why is I know Jalen Green is going to have the ball in his hands a lot, but he's not going to have the offense catered to him just yet. I think it's going to be more catered to Christian Wood because you still got your all-star level. I would say power forward. I would say that's power forward, center, big man.
Right.
I think it's going to. Yeah, I think he's going to be, and also they haven't released John Wall yet, and I say released because nobody's going to trade for him. Rockets, just release him and let the Wizards claim him off waivers. Come on, yo, come on, just do that. Do that for me. Yeah, it is. But I think Cade Cunningham's going to have the offense tailored around him. That's the difference. I understand y'all had 2 good rookies, Sadiq Bey and what's the other one? My God, they both made the all-rookie team. I keep on forgetting his name.
You talking about? Say that again. You talking about?
It was Sadiq Bey, and there was another.
I'm for sure his last name is Smith.
Because there was like I don't know how fast you can pull it up, but yeah, they had two players make the all-rookie team. But I just think Cade Cunningham is going to have that offense built around him. And basically built around him. He's going to have the ball in his hands. He's going to be the primary ball handler, which means he's going to be able to put up more numbers. So I think he's going to put up better numbers, which means he's going to go ahead and become Rookie of the Year. But
I need to see how him and Killian Hayes going to play together, because we drafted Killian Hayes the year before Cade Cunningham to be like our starting point guard. And now that we got Cade, it's just like, what's Killian going?
Sit there and just standing around.
The other guy's name is Isaiah Stewart.
There we go. Forward. There we go. I was trying to come up with his name.
Oh, we got Derek Walton from Michigan. I'm sorry. Let me not even fanboy out like that. Okay, go ahead.
All right, but now we're gonna go to games that you're really looking forward to. Games that this season we got a lot of marquee games, a lot of games that brings up the excitement level. So, KJ, I know you have some few under the radar games.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the under the radar games just because, like, I know that y'all are already aware of the big games. There's coming like the Christmas game and everything like that. But for me, I got 2 of them. I have the Pistons at the Rockets November 10th. Just like what we were just saying, I think this is the first meeting between Cunningham and Green in the regular season, and I think that's really going, if both of them are playing and you know what I'm saying, and everything going how it's supposed to be going, I think that this will be a big test of who's going to win Rookie of the Year. I really want to see the Pistons not at home. I want to see them at the Rockets because I just think, like, you know, the Rockets are kind of, when I think of Rockets, I think of like good offense. So I just want to see that crowd go crazy, and I just want to see Detroit defense shut them down, and then they get sad all over again and walk away with the presumptive trophy.
You got you.
My next one though This a little bit more close to home. Literally, it's played in Charlotte. It's the Bulls at the Hornets, and I don't know if everybody knows this. Most people should know this already, but Lonzo Ball just left from the Pelicans, who stole our name back in 2000. Ironically, but he just went to the Bulls. So I would love to see the Ball brothers play together in Charlotte, and it's gonna be an ESPN game on January 9th. Tell your mama, tell your sister, tell your friends. Y'all make sure y'all watch that game because we gonna go ham.
Definitely. The two games I'm excited for are the marquee games. Sorry, I have to be I have to be a casual fan right now. So the first one is Nets at Bucks, the first game of the season. I'm really excited to see that game because I wanted to see, can the Bucks prove the doubters wrong. A lot of people were saying that their championship was a fluke, that the Nets should have won, and blah blah blah. They were lucky to beat the Nets, and blah 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 blah. I want to see Giannis take it, and the whole Bucks team to take this personally, like say, hey, no, we are the rightful championship teams, and we're gonna make a statement. Though I think the Nets are gonna beat them by 20 plus, but that's neither there. And another game, once again involving the Nets at Lakers, the Christmas Day game. I'm excited to see that. A lot of people are going to say it's a finals preview. As I previously stated, I don't think it is. I think only one of those teams are going to make it. If not one of them, neither. But this should be a very exciting game. It's LeBron versus KD, Russell versus KD. Also, there's also Russell versus KD, LeBron versus Kyrie. Who else? James Harden versus Russ. Like there was so many. There's so many storylines. Within that one game. There's so many player versus player storylines in just one game. So this is going to be very exciting. This game. Hopefully everybody is healthy, and hopefully Kyrie finds himself and gets vaccinated. Or please, Kyrie, just do it for all us basketball fans. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that game. But also, speaking of Kyrie, we're just gonna talk about him just a little bit, just for like a quick second. Speaking of him not wanting to get vaccinated, so far the NBA has basically, was it the NBA or was it the Brooklyn Nets telling him that he can't play until he's vaccinated?
Kind of both, because New York has that work mandate for like vaccination. So I guess since he played in New York, I think it's a both thing really. The NBA complying with New York's rules.
So yeah, I mean, I understand Kyrie is Kyrie. He's in his own world, does his own thing, but I just hope that I understand like the whole vaccination mandate. A lot of people are against it. Like, hey, if you don't want to do something, like that's like forcing me to get a flu shot. Like, I never got a flu shot in my life. Like, because I just didn't want to get one. I want to have that choice. I'm fully vaccinated from the COVID-19, but I made that choice. That was my choice. I didn't want that choice to be forced upon me. So I understand what Kyrie's going through. But the thing is, sir, if my job forced me to get vaccinated, I would, because guess what? I got bills to pay. So, and come on, Kyrie. But though he's in a completely different situation, he's making millions of dollars. So, whatever.
This really messes up, man. My hopes for like Ben Simmons for Kyrie. Like, come on, man, that would have been perfect.
Exactly. But we're going to end this with some last second shout outs. I know we used to call Saturday shout outs, but I'm renaming it last second shout outs. So, KJ, who do you have as your last second shout out?
Quarterback Lamar Jackson. MVP, future MVP, Lamar Jackson. And the third trio of this, running back, Lamar Jackson.
Well, my Saturday shout out actually goes to two people actually. One, I got a shout out to you, KJ, my good old co-host here. Yeah, the reason why I'm shouting out you out because the moment you said a Kyrie versus and Ben Simmons trade, all of a sudden ESPN was talking about it. I'm starting to see it at Fox Sports One. So I was like, I gotta shout out my man KG for that because he's actually the first person to actually mention it. This is why you need to watch it. This is why we want to tune into our program, people.
Exactly.
Exactly. So shout out to you for that.
I be seeing the future. I'll be picking these picks, man. Somebody needs to hire me. If they whatever advisor, I'll advise you to be the greatest person in the world, and I'm pretty sure.
Exactly. And my second shout out goes to the John Harbaugh. Listen, this man, I feel like sometimes he gets underrated as a coach, and that's the fact that he has gone through two totally different quarterbacks. A guy like Joe Flacco, who was a traditional drop back passer, to now a guy like a Lamar Jackson, who's mobile, who does all these spectacular things. The fact that he's still able to experience success with two totally different quarterbacks, and he was able to change the style of his offense to cater to that quarterback, just shows you what kind of, and also able to get an offensive coordinator, get the personnel to cater to that quarterback, just shows you what kind of coach John Harbaugh actually is. Definitely a Hall of Fame coach. Definitely, he may not be first ballot Hall of Fame, but he'll definitely get on the second and third ballot.
Yeah, I would say that. He's been through what, three eras of Ravens football, like, bruh. Whoa.
So yeah, so big shout out to you, John Harbaugh, Hall of Fame coach, top 5 coach in the league, if not top 3, if not that, top 1. So yeah, shout out to you, John Harbaugh. But ladies and gentlemen, that is all the time we have today. I am MC Ron with his co-host.
It's Kenneth.
Oh, almost got me there. And we are keeping it 10 toes down. Ladies and gentlemen, please. If you have, please share this. If you like what you heard here, share it with somebody. Remember that girl in Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts or wherever you met her. You ain't supposed to be social distancing with her. All right, remember that. Or at least have your mask on. Talk to her. But either way, introduce her to this program. She just might like it, and then because she likes it, she likes you. And we are signing off, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all have a great night.